everybody. Intro B. Oh, that was the intro. We got some today. And we're live. We're live. Salute to everybody. This is Mr. M, and I'm here at the African Poetry Theater's Filmmakers, Black Filmmakers Networking Mixer. Blackity black, blackity black, black. On Black History Month. So if you don't know, if you're not familiar, African Poetry Theater, an organization, a legacy organization, a foundation organization out of Queens, New York, is hosting its annual Black History Month film festival. And we are here networking for that. And there is an audience. You can't see them, but I hope everybody claps. See? I heard them. They're here. So, okay, you don't need that. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to redo that. We're not allowed. Let's try that one more time. Make fun of my music. Now you know why you didn't work with that music. You know what? Maybe you're right. You're supposed to be man in charge of this, man. You know what? I hit the button. StreamYard was letting me down. Let's do it again. Never get it together. We are live for real this time. We're live for real this time. All right. So let's try this. That's why we can't get no funding. So, all right. People texting me. I told them where to come, what time to get here. Texting me. Well, let me let you know where we are. This is Mr. M, and I'm here at the Black Filmmakers Networking Mixer, hosted by the African Poetry Theater. Can I get a round of applause? Yes, sir. That speaker should have been left where it was, because now I'm hearing sounds that I purposely put it here to not hear. So hopefully we can put it, get it down without any crazy sounds. Excuse the technical difficulties. This was live. So once again, my name is Mr. M. You can leave it right there, but I don't hear any voice. Once again, we're live here at the African Poetry Theater's first event. It's the opening event for the African Poetry Theater's Black History Month Film Festival. Yeah. There is an audience here, I promise you. That's what you get clapping in the background. But since this is a networking makes up for Black filmmakers. I thought it's only right that we start this off with two filmmakers chopping it up with myself. I'll jump in. I'm a filmmaker as well, so but I'm also on the production side of things. And we want these filmmakers to talk about their films and what's going on. So we have a brother here who has a film that is coming out this month, and we have another brother who's one of the co-organizers, co-producers of the actual Black History Month Film Festival by African Poetry Theater. And they go by the name of King Smidge and Ephraim Fetty. I can say Fetty when you're there? Fetty. Welcome. Well, so salute to my brothers, man. Real quick, let the people know who you are, what's going on. I'm gonna start with you, King Smith, since this is your festival.
Yes, how you doing? I like to say this is not my festival, this is our festival. We are a community organization. We rep for the community, we rep for Black people, we rep for everybody who has a dream and aspires to be better. And we want to help you and help each other aspire to be better. My name is King Smidge. I'm the program director at the African Poetry Theater. What we're here representing right now is the Black History Month Film Festival. Today is a networking event. We'll be inviting some filmmakers out, some aspiring filmmakers, some students, people with dreams, people trying to do things with their life besides do nothing. And we say, come together, let's build, let's exchange information, let's love on each other, pause, and let's make sure that we leave here knowing more than we came with, and that we gave more than we came with also. And that is what our mission statement is at the Poetry Theater, amongst other things. And I appreciate the fact that you give me this platform to speak about these things, brother. And I'm going to keep saying brother very hard like this because it's Black History Month, brother. Black History voice. Yes, no, Black History Month voice, brother. And I really want to just thank everybody for coming, everybody watching on this live stream, everybody's watching when it's not live, because we're going to chop this up and you know what we're going to do with it. And I'm next to a brother right here who actually just finished the project. I was very impressed with, and we had a deep conversation earlier. I'm not going to get into our conversation we had about how the project came about, but I just want him to speak some words on that project for a second, and we'll just chop it up.
That's what's up. How you doing?
Thank you, brother. I think I'm gonna carry on the whole brother. Yes, definitely. My name is Ephraim Fetty Benson. I'm an indie film producer and also an actor. I've been in the business for 33 years as an actor, 17 as a film producer. So I just got the call from Mr. M, late last night to come over here to support this beautiful festival that these brothers got going on. The African Theater Festival. This is a wonderful thing, especially for the next upcoming students in the making. That's a beautiful thing, because they are the future, and we we need their stories and what they're going through, and it's very important that they tell their stories and what they're going through and how they see the world from their perspective. So I commend you guys on that. And I know it's not easy. Y'all guys got 10 years in, so that's dope. And all the workshops y'all do for the youth, the foundation and everything. But as far as me, I got a project coming out called I got a few projects coming out, but my main project coming out right now is called Bloody Money. It streams on different streaming platforms on the 24th, February 24th. Cable network, Spectrum, Cox. It's going to be on Fandango. It's going to be a few different places.
I got the list right here.
Yeah. I was about to pull out the list.
I got you. We got Cox. We got Fandango now, what you said. We got Spectrum, Fios, Plex, what else? Prime Video, and there's another logo in here, one that I don't recognize.
Yeah, that's probably like in the West Coast or something. I think it's Outreach or something like that. I don't really know how to pronounce it, but that's like the first run. Afterwards, probably like a month from now, it'll be coming on Apple TV, Tubi, other places and everything. Working on Peacock right now, and that's a dope film that's directed by Bridget Turner, a female director, It's produced by me and her produced it as well, but it's executive produced by my business partner, Sean Lindsay. We go by the name of Turtle. We have a company together called Mo Fetty Group, and it's also executive produced by Justice Champ. That's my other good friend that they put up their money, financed it and everything, and we made it happen. We first, it started out as a pilot, and when we saw like the final product, we were like, you know what, we need to make turn this into a film. So from there, we just made it happen over the course of a year and a half. It's a lot of things, situations that came into play. So as a producer, it's about problem solving and making things happen and putting schedules together and just figuring it out. And we figured it out, and it was picked up by Porter and Craig Distribution.
Right, right. Let me ask you something really quick. I want to know, when did you start actually making films? Because I know you probably started acting first, because you got a lot of great success in the acting field, right? So I would imagine that making films came after. Am I right to assume that, or did you start making films first?
Nah, it came afterwards. Um, like I said, I've been in the business as an actor for 33 years and as a film producer 17. So with film producing, I started off with shorts. Kind of what you guys are doing right now. So shorts is a definitely powerful medium to get your exposure and to get out there and to make a name, a calling for yourself. So I definitely encourage you guys to do that, and it helps you figure out your voice, your message and what you want to say. So definitely, I put two shorts together, put a team together that was hungry at that time, and I put it in film festivals. One of them was called Brown Paper Bags, and the other one was called Three Quarters of Face Value, that I had wrote and produced and kind of co-directed.
You ain't kind of co-directed. You co-directed that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but all right. So when you got into making films from being an actor, was it like a lack of opportunity that made you want to start making films as well, or or you just knew you had the talent to do so, so you decided to do it?
Um, it was. It wasn't the. Yes. I consider myself very talented and all that, but it's really the first part that you said,
Mhm.
where it's like a lack. I've been in the business so long and around different casting directors that it's like, once they see your face so many times, you kind of start drying up and they don't give you those same calls, even though you might be considered a veteran, because the casting director is always looking for that next face to discover that new star.
Right.
So, when you've been around the block so many times, and you're not getting those same calls that you were before, you come to a point in your career where it's like, what's your next moves? And you got to figure it out.
Right.
And that's for everybody. That doesn't make that, even if you're a musician behind the scenes as a producer, like you hot, everybody's calling you and picking up your phone calls. But when that fades, it's like, how do you figure out? So I always talk about reinventing yourself. Like I done reinvented myself probably about 5 different times, and you have to do that.
Right.
So with me, like I had a baby face where I was much older than I look. So for so long, I was able to play the whole teenager market. But as you get to a certain point, you don't look like a teenager no more. And during that time when I started, it wasn't really roles for like late 20s. It was like teenager to like 23.
Right.
Around that. If you think about it, you got the back in the days, the Breakfast Club and all them, like, those grown folks playing like little teens and all that.
Right.
When you think about it. But yeah, it got to a point where it's like I need to do something. You know, I was living in Hollywood for like about 7 years. I moved back to New York, and then that's when I got into the guerrilla filmmaking and everything, making stuff happen, and you know, just making stuff happen out of nothing. People were hungry. Everybody's kind of in that same boat, and we just was getting it in, and that's when I started.
Yeah, I commend you for, rolling up your sleeve and doing it yourself, because there's a lot of people that get stuck in that rat race of Hollywood, right?
Mhm.
Where they just like, look, I want to be put in a film. I don't want to make my own film. But you actually said, nah, I'm gonna come back home, roll up my sleeve, and I'm gonna make it happen still. And I'm sure I'm pretty sure you had some antagonizers, right? That because when I lived in Cali for a bit too, and when you move back to New York, people seem to think there's a reason you move back. Like they seem to act like you failed or something, right? When you move back, right? I resent that every time when I came back. First of all, I was living in Oakland, and everybody thought I was in L.A. just because I'm in Cali, right?
Yeah.
Then was you in L.A.? You in L.A., right? I said, nah, I was not in in the Bay. But then I come back, they're like, what happened? Why did you come back though? It's like, because I came back.
Yeah.
And it's not like this. We still from the best city in the country. You know what I'm saying? Like we still tapped all the way in here in New York. So I don't understand. You know what I mean? You faced that when you came back, that type of scrutiny, or was everybody just happy to see you because they see you on television and now you back?
It's both.
Mhm.
You know, because I'm somebody that in my hood, I come from the hood I'm from, Tompkins Projects. You know, you got Jay-Z and Memphis Bleak and Marcy up the block. And then my projects, you know, Tracy Morgan, you know.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
I don't know what they thought. They do just like us.
Exactly. You know what it is. So, you know, but during that time they were older and they were kind of out there already or making stuff happen. So during that time, like I was like the only young cat just on my own wavelength, just making stuff happen.
Right.
And you know, I had to support people cheering me on. So like when people would see me and stuff, whether you know we had some low key haters or whatever, people were like genuinely happy, like yo, encouraging and everything. But you always have those people like, yo, what's going on? The more they don't see you on TV, it's like, yo, what you got going on? You know, but for me, I was like, I pivot. I'm behind the scenes now. Like I still jump in front of the camera, but it was important for me in order for me to really get out there and take my career into the next level. I had to create my own role.
Right.
So that's what really made me get into indie filmmaking. You know, like I'm gonna create my own roles and put myself in my own films.
Yeah.
And that was the number one. Because like I said, I wasn't getting calls anymore. So it's like, how I'm gonna get my face out.
Let me ask you. So if you were getting calls, because I think I know the answer to this, but if you were getting calls, would you still have made your own films?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
But it's just that, you know, depending on the circumstances and everything, it's kind of if your hand is forced. Yeah. So it's like, all right, I gotta get it. Listen, from the hood, man. You know, so whatever I was going through at that time is nothing compared to growing up in the hood and the trials and tribulations I had to face or whatever. So it was really nothing for me.
I'm gonna let Smidge take it, but I'm gonna say one more thing before we get into, because we want to hear about this film that you got coming out that's out right now, but I wanted to talk about some of the pivots. So some of the pivots I saw were you lending your celebrity, if you don't mind me saying that, right, to film, to actually music videos. Like I seen you in Manola Rose's video. I think it was more music videos than that too. You want to shout some of them out and tell us how you got into that? Was it something that you wanted to do, or they met you and they was like, nah, I gotta get you in this video?
Nah, it wasn't even that. Like I know Manolo before it became Manolo. You know what I'm saying? So because he's from around the way. So
slash around my way too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, Hummer's brother.
Yeah.
So when they was coming up with that concept, I actually approached them like, yo, I would love to play that role in the video like that. And that's when they was like, oh yeah, that's a dope idea. and we just made it happen.
You had to
So as far as music videos, shout out to Tuffy over there. Been doing videos since back in the day, since Terror Brothers and all that, Yuli and all of them. So Jesse and all of them. So yeah, I go back to Dad and Chris Robinson and all of them in L.A. getting it in. Like when 50 and them first hit the scene and all that type of stuff. I've been around that during that era.
Right.
So I done seen the different changes and the levels and all that. So like I said, I've been around 33 years.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing, you never know who you talk to or who you're around or whatever. So, it's always important, especially when you're on sets, whether it's the coffee boy or somebody making a run, you treat everybody the same, because you never know who's going to be those big stars down the line or big executives down the line, and they remember how you treated them, because when you up, it doesn't matter, you could be at the top of the world, you must come down.
Right.
Everything up comes down.
Everything is ebbs and flows.
Yeah, and you got to work your way back to the top, and then you see those people, and it's like, oh, remember you pissed me off and you went off on me, and I was just asking a simple question, and oh, now look at you. Oh, you need my help, right? It happens.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
So definitely, be mindful when it comes to stuff like that.
That makes me want to ask one more question, man.
Yeah.
Because me, myself, personally, I go through that all the time. I consider myself a guerrilla filmmaker, you know what I'm saying? I don't consider myself of the industry for real, you know what I mean? I'm of the same train of thought as you, from a similar background, etc. And there's a lot of, there's kids in here, there's a lot of BANs, right, that you run across in the so-called industry or whatever, or even just while walking your dogs, even in the underground. A lot of people think the BANs is just in the high ups. Nah, they're in the underground, they're everywhere, right? So with that being said, I pride myself on not becoming that, right? No matter when I get my opportunities and things happen for me, is that devil on your shoulder being like, yo, now it's your chance, like, go stun on them, go, you know what I'm saying? And I brush it off, and I look for people like yourself who I'm like, nah, the brother let me go reach out to him and, King Smidge and say, cool, like, I pride myself in not becoming that, right? But at the same time, I got to acknowledge these people when they there and not lend myself too much to people that's not going to even spit on me if I'm on fire, right? How do you maintain your integrity in that? You know what I'm saying? Because I met you about almost like 10 years ago or whatever. And I remember I was like so excited to meet you. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. And I remember I see you at my boys who started the Lyricist Lounge. I see you at their parties and all that. And I introduced as such. I'm like, yo, I see you at the event. Those are my big homies. But I'm a filmmaker too. And I was chopping up with you. And you was just chilling coming from the health food store. You could have been like, yo, bro, not right now. You know what I mean? I hear you, fam, but not, you know what I'm saying? Like, you never gave me that energy at all. You always kept it real down to how you came here today. Like, you feel me? Like you said, I texted you last night and you pulled up. That's real. So how do you maintain your integrity and not just get tempted to be the same thing? Because I know you face it. You know?
Yo, it all depends on who you are as a person. How you was raised. I'm cool. I'm mellow. I don't let people. I live a stress-free life, man.
Right.
The stuff that I've been through, I know what it's like not to have. I'm just somebody that just try to remain modest, humble. I know I'm a very powerful person within, but I know what I'm here for.
Right.
As far as I know what my mission is, I know why I'm on this planet. And my planet is just my planet. I'm here to just simply help people.
Right.
Help people further themselves, get to the next level. Even if they going through something, like how could I help? It might be just a talk, a simple chat or whatever. Like turning you away from the, at the health food store. Like, you could have been in a situation where if I wanted to say, just stop and said the right words to you, you could have had a bad day in another direction, So it's energy also, I'm just a positive person. I just want to see people win. Some people not like that. Some people just, the way they brought up and their mindset is just crazy, man.
Like, let's just all lose together.
Yeah. Yeah, like,
What?
I like it. Yeah. But you dropped the jewel. You dropped the jewel because a lot of that was rooted in not just who you are as a person, but your self-esteem too. Like, you know who you are. You know what I'm saying? You know your power. So in knowing your power, there's no need to come across that way. You know what I mean? Which shows the other dynamic of that. The people that come across that way usually is probably got the lowest self-esteem, probably the weakest people in the room. You know what I mean? So that's what's up. Salute to you.
Gangsters move in silence.
That's a fact.
And that doesn't mean that gangster as is portrayed out there, it's just being authentic and real and genuine. You know what I'm saying? That's what I am. Like, I'm here, I'm loving what you brothers are doing and everything. I'm like, I wish I would have known earlier. You would have definitely had a supporter in me. You know what I'm saying? So that from here on out, definitely.
What's up? King Smith, you want to hear about that film?
Now, my question was, talked a lot about your background, but we had that, you got the film coming out. You didn't really tell us what the film was about.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just give me that. Just give me that what the film was about, and then we can move past that. But I was
yeah.
It's called Bloody Money, so
yeah. Just to keep it simple, it's about different crews that go on a crime spree that intersect. One crew deals with scamming, the other crew deals with home invasions, and then I won't say what's the other crew, because that's the crew that where everything intersects. It kind of the story plots, twists and turns and everything. But it's very raw, authentic. It deals with real life situations. It feels like when you're watching it, like you're really going through whatever and understand what they're going through. So
ask you a question. When you do films, you often have to do some research and stuff, right? Just to get the characters and stuff like that. Being that you're from Tompkins Projects, which side are you mostly on? The home invasion or the scamming side?
yo, I'm on the third side. The third side is interesting.
Okay.
I'm a little bit.
I don't answer that. Please don't answer that.
No. I'm a little bit in the. I'm a mixy character. My character is mixy. So and mixy is, as the young folks say, that's just play all the sides. I play all the sides.
Now that's dope. I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad you didn't give us the other side. That's a little intriguing that now.
Yeah. You know how to put it out there.
You did this before.
Yeah. So just to, because I know I'm about to head out, and I know y'all got other guests. I also got another project that I'm one of the producers on. It's called Bottom B. It's really a female dog, but I'm not going to say because it's little kids in here, but younger folks in here, not little kids. But Bottom B, that's directed and written, created by Joseph C. Grant. It actually comes out in March, and that's a series. That's about a 16. It takes place in the 1960s, late 60s. We got the whole authentic period piece, down to the clothes and everything. Certain shots and scenes and everything. Everything look authentic, right. And that's about a 15-year-old prostitute that she got into the game, because her father put her in the game and tried to pimp her out and everything. And after he ended up dying, she was left to fend for herself. So it's a dope piece. And I also got a film coming out later this year called Dope King, and that's part 2 to Dope Fiend that we put out 6-7 years ago.
Mm.
So let me ask you a question before you get out of here. Just how can people access the information like when you have the projects coming out? You got a website or Instagram or you know?
Yeah,
Like
my Instagram is called Schemaholic. So it's IG, right? And then it's Scheme, SKEMAHOLIC. So Schemaholic. That right there, that's how y'all can reach me. And just Bloody Money. That's _bloody_money.
yeah, got to spell those out.
I love the way he promotes those films, though, man. Like the way you leave it so, like you said, intriguing. You leave it like you don't leave us like not knowing what it's about, but you leave a piece where it's like I gotta see where it goes. Yeah, like they need. I don't know. You might be a publicist in your future or something, bro. I don't know, bro. Like,
Now the funny thing is, I do kind of, I put out my own press releases and all that through the wires and all that, through Associated Press and all that. So that's one of the things when you've been in this business, man. You gotta do a little bit of everything. As an indie filmmaker, you don't got the funding to do this. Everything is out your pocket, or out your person's pocket. Hopefully, you could get grants like we were talking earlier and stuff. But yeah,
like you said, everything's ebbs and flows, ups and downs. So sometimes I got money, sometimes I don't. But always ask me. You know what I'm saying? If I could be even an associate for what, just hit me up, man.
Oh, that's using your resources is very important. Like that's, man, listen, that's number one. Reaching out. You don't want to overstep your boundaries and everything. You don't want to just call up people for any old thing,
right?
Unless you really need them.
You might only get that favor once.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you got to know which favors to use and what not to, when to call them in and when not to call them in.
Yeah, I'm always looking for a next credit though. So holla at me next time.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Salute to you, man. Salute to you. And yeah, man, Bloody Money, man. Go follow that. Go follow people.
And we shout out the writer of that, Angelia Jackson. So
takes the nation.
For real. You got a cohort that you always rock with at this point, like a group of actors that you always rocking with, collective.
A few. I got a few people I holler at, but my core is really I work with a few different teams or whatever. I got like a small bag full of like directors, sound people, editors that I deal with, and it's like we're not one big team. They're my one big team, but everybody's separate. And I jump on this project, I jump on this project, but I'm the producer.
That's what's up, man. Salute to you, man. Salute to you, man. And yo, I look forward to supporting everything you got going on.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Process, trust me.
Yeah.
Sure.
So just to get to the finish line.
Yeah, word.
Just to get to the finish line is commendable. Trust me. We know it. You just watching TV, you just think this stuff just jump on TV. It's not how it works. So the fact that you got it to the level where people are able to see it, congrats, brother.
Thank you, man. Yeah. Execution is everything. There's a lot of people that jump in stuff, but they don't finish the race.
Right.
You have to finish the race.
Sir.
At the end of the day, you have to finish the race more than anything. Because that's how people going to judge you by that. Like they're going to see the work and everything, but it's like even if they might not like the work or like it, they're going to respect it because it's like you finish that and you put that project together, you know what it takes to make that happen. So I commend you on that alone.
What's up, brother?
That's one of the first things I learned. I came in the game with an indie film, my first film, and people were just like, congratulations before they even seen it. Just because you finished it. I met dudes that went to film school and everything. It was like, I ain't even make my first film yet. How you do that?
Yeah. wasting 4 years of your life. Ain't got nothing to show. Got the biggest thing.
Salute to you, man.
All right,
Salute to you.
appreciate you, man.
I know you gotta take your son out. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna switch out real quick.
Yeah.
Oh man, thank you, brother.
Appreciate it. Yo, I'm definitely gonna try to pop over on Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
My schedule kind of tied up already.
Okay, nah.
No. I'm gonna try to figure it out, man. Just we got some things that
Definitely moving forward. Like,
Yeah.
you got to move on. When that's out, bro, I'm more on that.
yeah.
Say Victoria said you want to go.
Okay.
Hey, sit there. I know. I see the problem. Sit there.
You want to sit in the chair?
You sit this way.
No, bro, I'm definitely. All right, bro. Yeah, we definitely.
Check.
All right.
Alright, we are here at the Black Filmmakers Network. Mixed up by the African Poetry Theater for the African Poetry Theater's Black Film Festival. Next up, we have King Smith talking with director, writer, producer, all around good guy, hypnotist, DJ, Rio. Did you put out a book yet? You on your way?
Not
No, you gonna put out a book.
Not yet.
So, I just predict
Slacking on my Mac.
You know what I'm saying? Victorious and Casa. What's up, brother?
Oh, we live? Oh, it's what we doing?
Oh yeah, we live.
It was
We ain't never stop being live. But you know,
cool.
thank God for the edit button.
Now we good.
Yo, listen, man.
TV land.
He said a lot of slashes there, brother.
Yeah.
What's the main slash? What's the main thing as people say? What's home slashes? What's your passionate slash?
That last part added definition. The passionate slash is creating music.
Ah,
Yeah,
there we
that's
go.
the passion.
Okay.
But the film slash is what brings the half of the bread home. Pays the cell phone bill.
Cell phone bills kill you.
Yeah.
So, given the opportunity, you'll be on the music side more than the film side. Given the opportunity,
It would be easier for me emotionally to just create music. If I could make the same money that I make with film and make music, I would definitely own some, do more music.
music is kind of your wheelhouse,
Yes.
so to speak.
Much like yourself.
Yeah, I'm still
Do it back.
How you know that? All right, but I say the same thing, man. But I think what we both have though, when you live in these creative zones, it's a part of creativity too.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just have that thing, whereas you can make these two fields juxtapose each other. Because music and film go together.
Yeah.
I'm thinking if you can go back to first of all, if you do music, once you got into the 80s and the early 90s, it had to be visual.
Right.
So that's creative on the visual side. But then we want to go back to the film side and work backwards. Film doesn't really work good without some type of sound,
Right.
without music, without score. So they all work hand in hand. So a person like you, and I'll even say myself, and then who have the talent and capability of hearing and seeing, that gives you a leg up. Especially when you're, like you said, with all those slashes, a lot of those slashes aren't, I would say, well, at least speak for myself. I have a couple slashes myself, and they aren't on purpose. I would love to just be a film director.
Right.
But the way my bank account is set up, it don't quite allow me to just have one job. So I had to learn how to edit and how to film. I had to learn how to use these cameras, learn how to light. And God gave me the talent to actually have the ears to know how sound should sound. So that was something that was given to me. I can't even say I practiced that. I was born, playing instruments and stuff like that. So when you're creative, it gives you all these creative outlets, right? So what do you do when you can't get your creative juices to flow? Meaning you have a bunch of stuff in your head, you have music in your head, you have film in your head. Right? What do you do to get it out?
The creativity?
Yeah. And let's take it from two angles. Take it from the creativity side, and then when I want to get it to the masses, and the masses may be YouTube. It may be one of your projects that you just want to get to the finish line, as last what we talked about. What do you do to push through?
To push through, I really think about the alternative. Like if I don't push through, what happens?
Oh, so crap. No, we can't do that.
You know, it's interesting because there was a time, there was a decade where there would have been some things that I could fall back to. At least in my mind, I could fall back to certain things. Now it's like, all right, I can't fall back to any of the things that I thought I could fall back on because of my age and just like my wisdom. So now it's like, all right, there's kind of like no choice. But if I'm not able to, let's say with music, to manifest what I feel at the time, that's when I start absorbing other art.
Okay.
But I just have so many projects going on at once. Sometimes what I do as an artist, it goes beyond the creative. It becomes like the business. Like I have a slate that I have to work on, regardless of how I feel or whatnot. So thankfully, if I say I write a script or I develop a film, something like that, if I do that on, let's say January 1st, I don't have to have a creative, influx all year until I finish. I satisfy what I did on January 1st. So I don't know how creative I feel right now, but I'm still working on the last creative thought, creative moment. So it's kind of like it's never letting up on the thing that I promised myself that I would do. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
Yeah, I mean, I put out short film exit interview last year, which is out on a Black woman-owned streamer named Quality TV.
Oh yeah.
I wrote that 8 years ago. You know what I mean? I wrote creative 8 years ago. I wrote like 3 joints. You know what I mean? So it's all about for me. If I'm not inspired to create more, it's like it's finish your plate. I got my plate. I got mad food. I can't leave the table. I might get a beating. I've been getting beatings. So
Nah, that's what's up, man. I think sometimes that's what happens. You made a good point about having so much on your table, on your plate, and sometimes you just start finishing.
Yeah.
Let me finish this before I go to the next.
Right.
Let me get this. Let me close this door.
It's difficult. You know what I mean?
Very difficult.
You wanna like do what you think is gonna bust. You know what I mean? What's gonna bust next? And then times what's gonna come easier. Times what's gonna bring in the most money. Got a little equation.
Yeah.
Then what I got energy for. You know what I mean? So it's pretty tough sometimes. So I do work hard, but I know that I can always work harder. You know what I mean?
And then you add a little plain old life into that. We all live a life.
I'll be doing a better job of living life this year because it's just a life. Like all the slashes take up a lot of life. So if it ain't that, I'm just laying down.
Right.
I mean, I'm absorbing some YouTube, some mindless dribble. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, we need that sometimes.
Yeah.
We can't just be inundating our minds with all this knowledge. Sometimes you need good old Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Always curb. Respect. Knock I wasn't sure knock a rock. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to curb. Maybe today is Saturday. I say like Wednesday. I just found myself up till 2:30 a.m. laughing very loud. Like this guy's here.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just admit nothing. It wasn't moving my life forward, but it might have been because sometimes you just need to see some more creativity.
Right.
And I love his creativity and the improv. So that's what I do sometimes. I let my stuff go and I watch your stuff.
Right.
I said, let me just get out of my head first. Let me get in your vision and let me see what you got. That's how I get out of my little situation time. You hit those mental blocks, you got all this stuff to do. You're trying to figure out how you're gonna finish it, slash this, slash that, slash that. And I just say, figure all the slashes for a second.
Right.
Let me watch somebody else's creativity, somebody else's genius. That's it.
And I think with that show, not to go too far with that, that show.
We could, man. So David, we could do it. So
like the Brooklyn Night, you take that show in its historical context. Back then, there weren't many shows that didn't have a laugh track, live audience, whatever. And also, the show that I understand is not really scripted. Like they know what's going to happen, and then they just go. And the courage to do that, like, we like, now we got all the lines and they kind of, it's like when you know you have the right casting crew, you be able to do the type of thing. So it's definitely an inspirational show.
Definitely a lot of trust. You got to trust your cash. You got
Yeah.
to trust that. Because they give them a roadmap. Like you said, they know where they're going to go.
Right.
But how they're going to get there, they leave real nebulous. And it leaves room for the actors to act and create. So that's
And the camera crew got to be on point.
Oh,
They get that.
yeah, basically.
One more.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know I had a brother in Curve over here.
Brother and Curve.
Brother in Curve over here. I love it.
Baby. You got to talk about black though. What else? What black you got out there? It's like Curve.
Why, oh yeah. Hey, let's get back to the black and the black over here, man. Black History Month, man. Kirby enthusiasm was stolen from the black man.
Probably not free.
That's why we're not free now, man. Kirby enthusiasm was stolen from the black man. That was the black show. Kirby enthusiasm.
JB Smooth though.
Yes, that was the black show, man. It's Black History Month, and I don't care what the facts are, but that show was stolen from a black man. And that's how we're gonna keep it until February 29th.
But
I'm sorry.
I like that show too. But Victorious, let's hear about your film that you're showing at the African Poetry Theater. It's Black History Month.
All right. First, I want to shout out to African Poetry Theater.
Salute.
Thank you, sir.
I used to be there a lot in the late 90s, 98, 99, 2000. 5% we would have rallies there, and security there and everything, and so right, the place is right. CRK, so it's really cool to be a part of consideration of that great institution. I mean, so I'm doing a film. I directed a film called Butterflies Jump 2. And Butterflies Jump 2 is about racial disparity in regards to the suicide rates of Black and brown children in this country. You're laughing no more over here.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of heavy.
It's a short documentary. There is a feature version that my partner Stephanie Carnegie and I are working on, but until we're able to get that done, we said let's make this into a short 20-minute joint and to get the word out.
Let me ask you, prior to shooting it and post, what was your feelings on the subject before it happened? Like, once because you shot it, you had to be there, you had to get a lot of those testimonials. Even me watching it was kind of heavy. So you speaking and seeing these things happen, what was your view on this topic prior and post this project?
Well, yeah, man. So first of all, I didn't know the numbers, the rates and everything until Stephanie told me. But the topic of suicide and young Black people dying by suicide, that was something near and dear to my heart. I have a lot of friends that died by suicide. Only like Horn, Astor, Lamar, Jerome, so these the first one was like 19, we were 19. So it's something that's always been on my heart. But when she came to me in 2000 and maybe 19, I was like, no, thank you, I ain't gonna do that. Cool. And then she came to me the following year, but now, well, I helped you do that, but I'm not gonna touch that because it was too heavy for me. And I had just did the film about Yusuf Hawkins, which was about a slain 16-year-old Black boy. And then Thinking of the World in a Beam, which was a 58-year-old elder who died by suicide. So I had a lot of Black death on me, I mean? I just like, all right, I can't, Black children dying now. I couldn't do that. But 2022, I refreshed a little bit and I said, all right, I'm down with this project. But suicide awareness is very important to me. And I always heard the myth, like, that's some white boy stuff, and you don't do that. And I just always knew that was not true. But just to find out the numbers and to find out the origin of the myth, it's blew my mind. Like every interview, I'm learning a whole lot of things. And see how white supremacy is tied into those deaths.
Congratulations on even bringing that project to fruition, man. That's a big project. And I think anybody who sees that are going to be a light. You have to be once you see it. Because like you said, we don't know those numbers. We hear about it here and there. And as Black people, we're, like you said, that's that white people stuff. We're not supposed to have emotions. We're not supposed to show emotion. We're not supposed to seek help.
So I mentioned Pico should die. have some training. Talk
No,
about
no,
this.
God bless you. All these are tough, man. I was just thinking about that. I just heard about it. Brother recently who took his life last year. Oof. Yes. All right. Let's pivot.
Well, we got pivot too much, but I definitely want to hear Victoria's take for the soundbite purposes. What is one of the main reasons or reasons that people should come see this film in your opinion?
I think that if you are a parent or no parents or no children, you should see Butterflies Jump 2 because it can arm you with information and perspective. If you're a school administrator or a teacher, the same thing. It gives you some good perspective on what could happen and why things happen.
Yeah, good answer.
Yeah.
Thank you all for this free time.
Yo, Victorious, thank you, man.
Appreciate
I really
it, brother.
appreciate you. Thank you for your patience. You know,
Oh, no, you know.
you're busy, man. We going out to eat later?
No, I had to
You gotta make
go.
some food? I'm gonna hold it down. I'm gonna go over there and get some. What you want me to order?
I want them to know what I be eating. Vegan though, vegan.
Nah, but tell them, you know, where we can find Victorious and stay in the loop with Victorious's mission.
Website Victorious DeCosta, VictoriosDecosta. If you do the Instagram, Victorious 1122.
So we need nowadays. You don't have to give me no physical address. Nothing else. Technology is serious, man.
Maybe on the corner of Petrolia and Ocean Avenue. Maybe.
Technology has taken the place of all that. So we got your IG, we got your website, and just keep us abreast, bro.
Will do. And you'll find me on 22nd of February at the Museum of Moving Image, showing Butterflies Jump 2.
Man, good man. What am I doing up there? Why am I even sitting here?
I'm not sure.
Yes, please. On the 22nd, Museum of Moving Image, the 9th annual African Poetry Theater Black History Month Film Festival. Butterflies Jump 2 will be playing there. So all the stuff we talked about just now, you're going to see it. And it's very well shot. Very well shot. I'm impressed. We actually have 5 programs playing that day.
Thank you.
Yes.
I myself, so okay.
Oh, no, so you did? Okay, no. Very well shot. And that's coming from some beautiful shoots. You know what I mean? No, it was very well shot, brother. Congratulations on that. Come through next week, guys. I'm going to keep saying the date because who knows when you guys are going to see this, but February 22nd. So if you watch this on February 23rd, don't come next week. Just want to let you know. I know how that works sometimes. People just see stuff and just don't come next week. But if you're watching before February 22nd, please come through to the Museum of Moving Image for the African Poetry Theater 9th Annual Film Festival and see some great projects for some great Black directors, writers, producers, filmmakers. We'll all come together and we'll celebrate one another.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate you, brother. You have a great day. Thanks for coming through, man. All right.
So, all right. So next, we're gonna have a 2-for-1, right? As requested by the director of the organization, because we're a little short for time. So we want to bring Maya and Tucker to the stage at the same time. And James Smith, you want to sit over here? See this right here? I hope y'all enjoying this. You know what I mean? I'm sure. Salute to the African Poetry Theater.
Yeah.
I really appreciate letting me even join this year. You know, from my standpoint. And Maya, I want you to take a snack.
Took a snack. How you doing?
Oh, yes.
I'm good.
I don't think we're going to kick us out our body, but
No, we got a few
Yes,
minutes.
took
Yeah, we
a
got
snack.
3 minutes. That's one question.
one question. One question each.
3
Introduce
minutes.
yourself. Tucky, nice. Bye.
Hold on, I camera just speak.
3 minutes. Okay.
All right. So yeah, you stole my question, Tucky. But yes, introduce yourself. Tell us, who you are, what you do in regards to the film business, and how you came here, how you met.
My name is Tuffy Questel. I'm a casting director, actor, teacher, advisor. I'm a thought provoker and an idea man. I work in advertising. I teach middle school. I teach music and art in middle school. I've been acting since I was my first commercial and the first project. I was 3 years old, and I've been acting my entire life. I think that as people of color and as a man of God, that my stage is everywhere outside of my house. So I think performers are always on, even though I still think James Avery, which is one of the greatest lines ever, he said, actors only act when they're getting paid to act. He said, otherwise we're all struggling dreamers. And I love that. I'm not even mad at that. So I tell actors all the time, be on when you're on and be off when you're off. Respect the downtime. So I love what I do as a teacher, as an educator, and as a performer. And as a casting director, I get the opportunity to give opportunities. So I love what I do.
That's what's up, Tubby. I appreciate you. Good meeting, by the way, brother.
Same here. And you give me Malcolm from my water, right? Real hard. I don't think but you give me Malcolm from more. You have the voice, you have the look, y'all aren't built the same, but the voice is strong. And he said, you can call me Mr. M. I was like, oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. M. Love is love.
Love is love. Maya B, my sister Maya B, aka Maya Baker from Shoot Films. People introduce yourself, who you are in regards to the film business, and how you ended up here.
All right. So my name is Maya Baker. I go by Maya B. I consider myself a teacher as well, although I teach preschool, the foundation before the foundation, right? I'm a preschool special ed teacher, but I'm also a filmmaker and a writer, mother, lover of old things, vintage. So my latest project is a short film called Finals. It deals with a school shooting that happens on the last day of school. And it goes through a Black boy seeing something happen in the bathroom and trying to get attention from the principal, but not being believed. And it deals with racism in school. It deals with a lot of things. School shootings. It deals with racism. It deals with the last day of school and how chaotic it can be on that last day because everybody's just trying to finish. And I wanted to do that not just because my brand is called Shoot Films, Not People, but to bring awareness to school shootings because they happen so much in this country to the point that I feel like students are scared to go to school. And although they say that it's mostly depends on race, like in urban communities, we don't really deal with school shootings. I think that it's a topic that needs to be brought up anyway. Because although it doesn't really happen in urban communities, I feel like we're all affected by it in some way, shape, or form.
Right. And what brought you here is that you're going to be screening the trailer at the festival next week, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll be screening the trailer next week at this festival. And the film is still in production, post-production actually. We shot the film last April, and now we're still raising funds to complete the film. So it's in post-production for the most part.
Tell us a little bit about
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that before we go back to Tuffy, about your experience since we're still in the post-production stage. Tell us about the experience shooting the film. I know it's not your first film, so.
Yeah, so this is my first narrative film because I'm mostly, I would say, done documentaries. But I've always been a writer from poetry down to fiction writing and screenwriting. So this is a film that I wrote that I wanted to shoot. And once I decided it in my head that this is what it was going to be before I left LA, I moved back this July. And I was like, I have to make a film before I leave LA because my whole purpose of being there was really for that, right? So I wrote the film and then I raised money on Kickstarter. I raised like close to $17,000. Logic was one of my executive producers on the project, and a lot of people that I know chipped in and helped me reach the goal. And then I shot it in Los Angeles at a high school, Voices Charter School, which is actually a performing arts school as well, and they have a film like a film component at the school. So it was a very Hollywood experience, I'd say that. It really was, because I'm used to being an independent filmmaker, and it was a great learning experience because, you know, we had a script supervisor, I had an AD, you know, and all these things. And it really chopped away the money, paying all these people, you know what I'm saying? And now it's like, okay, the film is shot. It was a 2-day shoot. I was very ecstatic about it. Loved the look of it. I feel like I had an amazing DP. Yeah, so now I'm just ready to get the film done and out there. But it was an amazing experience. I'm happy that we pulled it off, and I just can't wait till, you know, we're able to put it out there, because I feel like it's going to be a piece that creates dialogue in ways people really haven't thought about how school shootings happen.
Right. That's a fly shirt you got on there, shameless plug, right?
Thank you. Yes, the brand Shoot Films Not People is also an apparel brand that I started in 2020. First it was the Shoot Films Not People Productions. Now it's also Shoot Films Not People Apparel.
Right. So how can they get a shirt? How can they get a shirt?
You can go to shootfilmsnotpeople.store, and you can also go to Shoot Films Not Peace on my Instagram.
Okay. And Tuffy, yes, sir. I want to hear about how you got connected with the African Poetry Theater and all the things they do in the film industry.
The two gentlemen who put African Poetry Theater together, well, I'll just say Sekou and Smidge are family. They're like I at one point I called them my sons, but now they're my business partners because I've watched them grow. I used to bring them to every set. They are the best of friends with my brother Rara or Rodney, and I watched them all create stuff from music to mayhem over the last 40 years. And I watched them all become fathers. You know, Sekou beat everybody to the punch, but that's what Sekou was like. I don't need nobody. I need a hug. I watched these three gentlemen become fathers, and I've watched them grow. And the African Poetry Theater, which, you know, give props to the men in their lives and Sekou's pops, and, you know, the great men of honor that I've met through this family over the last 40 years. There was no way I wasn't going to say yes to anything they asked, except for, like I said earlier, the porn that they wanted me to be part of. I don't do porn anymore since I hurt my hip. But you know, Poetry Theater is just a family affair at all times. So doing acting classes with them, doing any of their classes, doing stand up on the stage, getting up with them to perform, anything we do with a certain amount of love and a certain amount of vigor. And I'm very proud to say that I'm affiliated with these gentlemen. So yes, at one point they were kind of my sons, especially when we were shooting 100 Center Street at the California Story Studios in the 90s, and you know, getting paid to hang out with the likes of Oscar winners like Alan Arkin and LaTanya Richardson Jackson, who is Sam Jackson's wife. We've been very blessed to do some great work as a casting director and as actors, and now they're producers and ADs and directors and creatives. And you can only say thank you, Lord, that none of us, you know, got caught up in the system or by a bullet or by the navigating this world is not easy, especially as Black men, because Black men cry. I read that somewhere today. But yes, we are still here, still fighting a good fight in spite of it all. Thank God.
Thank you, man. I thank you for those words, man. And Tuffy, what's next for you, man? What's next for you, brother? I know you got something in the cut. You might can't tell us, but you should still tell us.
I will tell you about a film that I'm casting right now, a film called Mama Glow. It's a supernatural film being shot in Trinidad this summer, May and June. It stars Breezy from All American, and Sal Williams, and some really great talent. I'm still developing some of the characters. I can't say I'm developing the characters. The actors that we're talking to, we can't speak about yet. But it looks really good. It's a really great script. The director is Lauren Marston she's Trinidadian, but from Canada, and just an amazing sister. And it's lovely to have a woman director, and woman producers. And we have Selwyn Jacobs, another great producer from the islands. So we're really excited about it. And it had a bigger budget, and we made it a smaller budget, so that way we can make it an independent film and make it stay where it's at. So it's a nice $3 million budget. But if anybody wants to give money, my pockets are always available. But we are really making this project for the people, because it's really about the powers of Trinidad, the powers of the water, and the powers of humanity. So it's not fully political, but there are some political components within the film. The script is amazing.
That sounds really powerful.
Yes, sir.
Sounds really powerful.
Thank you. God is good.
God is great. Absolutely.
And by the way, it's an honor to be on your platform for your audience, to meet you and to see your energy. And I pray God's blessings over everything you do forward.
Thank you, brother.
No doubt.
I accept that. You know? And I appreciate you taking the time to chat with me.
No doubt.
You know? And Maya, you got anything you want to promote before we get about it? Because I see people walking, they like, we gotta go. I don't know. But,
No, I just say, come out to the festival next week and support these brothers, support the artists, support the filmmakers, and I'm happy to be a part of it and to learn more. Always open.
yeah, I think we made some good connections today, right?
Yes.
For sure. I think this was very, very, very productive. I feel like good people. Some people already knew each other. Ephraim already knew Tuffy. You know what I mean? But some people they met for the first time, or they met again, but I connected stronger. So I think today's event, and I'm, towards the end of it now, I'm really getting lost in words, right? But I think today's event was absolutely a success. Salute to the African Poetry Theater.
Yes, salute to you. I'm glad to be here.
Salute to King Smith, Shay Cool, salute to all the filmmakers who pulled up, Victorious, De Costa, Maya Baker, Ephraim, Freddie Benton, Tuffy. I forgot your last name, though.
Questel. Like the question, something to tell me about.
Honorable mention to Muhammad X. Shakur in the back on the press side of things, taking some good pictures. Salute to my man Cliffy Bars, who, he's a co-producer of my first film as well as Maya Baker is of my first film. And he came out, so salute to Cliffy Bars, salute to that brother, that good brother right there. Yeah, that's good. You remember Cliffy? She ain't seen Cliffy since we went to LA that time.
Right.
Are we allowed to say Cliffy, or is it Cliff now? Are you grown? Cliffy, all right, just making sure. I don't want to say Cliffy and then have you shoot me when we walk out of here. Yes, man.
Oh, no, I just always wanted to do this.
I know. I already
Don't
know.
call it a comeback.
I was gonna say you gonna say cool and say cool walked off. You gotta hit with the Russell Simmons at the end of the show.
Yeah, we'll do that. But what I want to do prior to that is I want to make sure that everybody knows that African Poetry Theater will be having its annual film program this year. And my man Monte Tane will once again be one of our guest instructors who gives a lot of great information. My brother Tuffy Questel right here leads our acting program. So if anybody wants to be involved with these community programs, we are churning out people to careers. Matter of fact, we had one lady who came back a second time for an acting class after not attending for a couple of years. I asked, hey, what made you come back? She said, I started seeing people in the class on TV. Well, that's what we're here for.
Yes.
We're not playing out here. Tuffy is, 40 years in the game?
At least.
Myself, I'm 20 years in the game on the film side, on the other side of the camera.
That's right.
Please sign up for the African Poetry Theater film and acting class. You can hit me directly. I'm trying to think the best way. I'm saying IG, what's the best IG? I'm going to say it slow. HV, that's V as in Victor, _films. HV_films. If you would like to be a part.
Wait, say it one more time without my phone ringing.
Oh, how about that? Instagram, HV_films. That is HV_films. Unless You've been sitting on the couch while saying you want to be an actor. You've been saying you want to get in the film. I got these main ideas. I got an idea for people tell me all the time, I got an idea for a nice movie. I want to be an actor. I can do something. Do it. Just do it.
Get out of your own way.
Get out of your own way.
Right.
We are giving you an opportunity, and I'll tell you the price. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. The price of our classes, because we always tell people to look it up. Look up how much film classes cost. Look how much acting classes cost. And then look at the people who direct our film classes and our acting programs. The same people you see on TV every day, all our guest instructors.
That's right.
Every week.
That's right.
Just get out of your own way, guys. Thank you. Have a great day. Thanks for joining us. And join us next week at the film festival, guys.
Let's do it.
Have a good week.
We'll see you all at the film festival. For those of you who listen, took note. And also the website is there in the lower third, the African Poetry Theater.org. I said .org. God, let me. Oh my God.
.org is another organization.
That is another organization. Once again, the African Poetry Theater, spelled AFRIKAN. Poetry Theater, spelled as in like an arts theater or play theater. THEATRE.org. So salute to the African Poetry Theater. Salute to all of the filmmakers that came. I'm messing up my own shot. If I was producing and I did what I did, I'll be behind the scenes mad that I just did that. So thank God for the edit. You know what I mean? Thank God for posts. And yeah, we'll see you guys. Go meet us at the moment next Saturday.
Thanks for coming out. Good night. Get home safe.
Peace.
Nice. Appreciate